Brexit's a bag of shit. Anyone who thinks it's going well is a fucking idiot. In other news, I've been having some tricky gigs. 52% of the time. 52% of my gigs are tricky as shit, including one which devolved into what the policeman who was summoned to intervene deemed a fracas when a party of 30 from, guess where, Kent, kicked off, culminating in one of them unplugging my microphone. He unplugged my microphone at the tech desk like I was Bob Dylan at the 1965 Newport Folk Festival. But not before one of his colleagues had stood up and shouted, "You, sir, are a cunt." Now, what I would say is that if you're planning on calling someone a cunt, it's fine, but it will invalidate any prior use of the word sir. I would argue that there is no point in embarking on a sentence that you know culminates in the worst swear word in the English language and opening with formality. Verily, forsooth, I doth declare that thou art a fucking cunt, mate! Another gig, a man was not enjoying it. How do I know he was not enjoying it? He had his fingers in his ears! You know, like a baby. There's a guy sat directly in front of me, exactly where you are, sir, directly in front of me like this, and he's just got his fingers in his ears. Now, initially, I think, I don't want to fuck around with this guy, because there's clearly no pot of gold at the end of that conversation or rainbow. But after a while, I have to engage him because, and I think, you know, after a while, this does nothing, because I don't know if this is apparent in such a grand setting as the Hackney Empire, but I have a voice that is as loud as it is shrill. That hurts my feelings every night, that laugh. It's not even really laughter, it's just a room full of people going, "Oh, good, he knows." Yeah, I know what my voice sounds like. I'm aware my voice sounds like someone stepped on a Bee Gees dick. I'm closer to it than any of you. And if I wasn't aware, my friend Matt has started doing a very unkind impression of me. This is my friend Matt's impression of me. Ah! Politics! Ah! I was like, what the fuck is that? And he went, there it is. So after a while, this is doing nothing. So he starts going out loud, la 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 la. Now at this point, he's become a distraction to the people around him, so I have to get him to take his fingers out of his ears, and I say, what's wrong? Now here's the thing, when you're a comedian and you directly engage an audience member like that, you try and stay one step ahead of the game. You try and anticipate what they might say. Now, I think it's reasonable for me to have assumed this man was going to say something like, I think Brexit is going well, I'm a conservative and I find what you said offensive. I thought he might say something weird like, I don't think Asians exist. Any of that would have made more sense than what he actually said, because when I asked this guy what was wrong, he just looked at me and went, I don't like the news! Now, listen, I was prepared to give him the benefit of the doubt. Because here's the thing, the last 2.5 years, the news has been absolutely awful. It's just been non-stop, dreadful news. Also, when I was a kid, the news was a thing that happened at 6 o'clock and at 10 o'clock. Now it pours out of our phones constantly. Sometimes you wake up, you turn on your phone, and you're immediately trapped in a swirling vortex of human feces, right? I would say that at some point, every single person in this room, in the last 2.5 years, has at some point thought, I don't like the news. Is that fair to say? Right, I said, is that what's going on? And this bloke went, no, I never like the news. Current affairs are of no interest to me. And I said, well, it's going to be a long 20 minutes for you, brother. And he said, agreed, and left. Fair enough, mate. Vote with your feet. Head on out. But it was not a venue as grand as this. There was no stage, and it was right in front of me. So in order for him to leave, I had to fucking move! What kind of dog shit art form is this? Oh, please, let me through. Oh, you hate me. Oh, please. So then he left. Then I stepped forward. Then I had to step back again because his fucking wife was leaving. Now, initially I thought of this whole thing, that's pretty funny. If I'm honest, I still think it's pretty funny. But if I'm honest, there's one element of it that annoys me. Because here's the thing, this guy was a really well-dressed, middle-aged white guy. Dressed real fancy, he had a big, expensive-looking watch on, and he had a woman who he said was his wife. So at the very least, this guy's presenting as a sister. I didn't check the marriage certificate. As they were leaving, I wasn't like, can I see legal proof of this union? I'm planning on retelling this story to some very sceptical people in Hackney. I assume it was his wife. So at the very least, this guy's presenting as a middle-aged, middle-class, cisgendered, heterosexual white man. Now, that is the group you've got to be part of in order to opt out of the news. I think with everything that's going on, disengaging from the news is a privileged position to take. You have to belong to a socio-economic bracket that is unaffected by events in the news in order to opt out of them. Other groups don't have that luxury. If you're disabled and the government cuts disability benefits, you can't turn up to the benefit office and go, I don't watch the news, give me my money. That's not how anything works. If I didn't follow the news, I wouldn't have understood why on the day someone put a bomb on a West London tube train, my mother sent me the following text message. Nish, do try not to look too terroristy today. What does that mean, mother? What does that mean? This is my face. I think I look like Jesus. How am I supposed to offset that? Just run up to random groups of white people being like, hey, no problems. I love white stuff like wearing red socks and Frasier. Oh, yeah. My girlfriend's a honky. And she is. My girlfriend isn't white. She's white. She's so white, she's basically a ghost. She is a honky-ass ghost. And she has said, Nish, can you stop going on stage and referring to me as being a honky-ass ghost? And I've said, I will do that as soon as you stop referring to me every time I wear a suit and sunglasses as looking like a Saudi prince who's here to buy Manchester City, because it is give and take in an interracial relationship. It is give and it is take.